The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Markets Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN. A little bit of a late start this morning. Apologize. Got tied up on an early call that ran much longer than I expected. Couldn't jump off, but we're going to have an action-packed 30 minutes, folks. I'm fired up. We're ready to go. And we got markets with a little volatility to kick things off. And how about Microsoft? So, Microsoft. We'll kick it off, down by $11, off 2.5%. You see the news hitting just prior to the opening bell. Microsoft, they're lowering their sales quotas, okay, as customers resist new products. That's out from the information this morning. And yeah, how about that for a hit to Microsoft? You got tech stocks trading lower on that number. Check that out, man. 25,661. You trade lower, market's under pressure. We were in the green. But, boy, you talk about a little volatility. That was 40 points in a matter of 10 minutes coming into the opening bell on the S&Ps as you trade lower. Dow right now off by 12 points, and the Russell positive by 5. Tech stocks getting hit. You jump over to the other tech stocks. You jump over to Oracle shares. Look at that rebound, right? You jump over to Google. Been on fire recently. Look at that. Google's going to be the benefactor. Oh, man, this is amazing. So, Google, you're up by $1.60, okay? If Microsoft is losing business, customers resisting their new products, where are they going to? Gemini's in the lead, man. You jump over to Apple shares. Ooh, another lift. Man, should have bought those Apple shares on Monday when I came back from that Thanksgiving weekend, saying how'd they figure out how to convince everybody to buy a phone, tablet, and a watch on the same day. But that's what phone companies are doing right now. Apple, up by about 0.5%. You jump over to Amazon, down by 1.5% right now. All right, let's talk some metals. You jump over to yields, a little bit of a reprieve from the recent trend, as in you pulled back sharply, and then we got quite a little rebound, man. You got dollar weakness today. You got the 10-year at 4.06, okay, 4.06, the yield in the 10-year. We were at 4.11. How about the dollar? 98.88 early this morning. Dollar's under pressure, man. I was talking about this yesterday, okay? There's a little bit of a recency bias to say, you know, man, this dollar has fallen dramatically. Is it really going to go lower? We just traded from 110 down to 100, right? You made it to 97. Folks, big moves in currency markets, they're usually much bigger than 10 points. You look at some of these runs, right? Even when where we were in 2021, you go from 90 to 115. Okay, it's really just been a 10-point move in the dollar. Yeah, you accelerated lower, but we went from 110 at the beginning of the year to around 100. 100's now the ceiling. But check out this chart. Okay, you go back to 2003. The dollar has been weaker than where we are right now any time except for the recent couple years. Okay, and those were exceptional years. The dollar was stronger when the Fed was hiking. They were the only game in town. We've backed off a bit. Now, you say to yourself, but things are great, right? And they are great. Right, the market's at 6,800. The NASDAQ 100's at 25,500. We were just at 16,000 in the NASDAQ 100 months ago. We're at 25,000. Okay, so you say, can the dollar really drive to extreme weakness right now when this market is just on fire? Well, what did the market do when you had the dollar get decimated from the beginning of 2002 to the beginning of 2008? Okay? Beginning of 2002 to the beginning of 2008. Beginning of 2002, the market's at 1,100. Beginning of 2008, the market's at 1,500. Okay? Market went up 30 to 40% over that period of time when the dollar went from 121 to 70. Okay? So don't think that for some reason, you know, we can't be in a remarkable time of acceleration in business. The dollar's under pressure. Okay, yields are under pressure. We're going to get a new Fed chair by next month, it seems right now. We'll get the nomination. They'll be in there in May. And so that's a long way of going to, yeah, metals are going to have the wind at the back, man. You got gold up by $42. There's your daily. Okay. How's that for a rebound yesterday? Gold hits 41.93. This morning, we're chopping around 42.62. Gold up by 1%. You jump over to silver. Silver? We almost hit $60 last night. All-time highs, 59.65. Here's some volatility for you. You come back and test those highs as well. Silver up another 0.7% right now. And we check out the volume. We started off with gold. Gold pops higher on Monday. You pull back briefly on slightly lower volume. And it looks like we're going to get some volume today, man. We've already done 103,000 contracts in gold. Now you jump over to silver. Silver's got quality volume, baby. Look at this silver. Okay, no pullback whatsoever. You reach a high of 59.43 on Monday. Now we're above there. We'll see if we can get some volume. All right, folks, markets in the red. Microsoft getting hit. Tech stocks lower. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds for both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&Ps negative by 5 right now. NASDAQ 100 in the red. And right now, folks, as we do each and every Wednesday at 40 past the hour, we're going to talk to our man, Teddy Kegstad. You can reach Teddy and you can read his Tiger Forex report, folks. An outstanding weekly webinar Teddy puts out every Monday morning. Updates throughout the week when warranted, and you get a subscriber webinar in there as well. Check that out under the newsletter tab, that Tiger Forex report, and he's got a couple great webinars as well. During the holiday season, you're looking for some more education, capitalizing on time with calendar stock option spreads, as well as Japanese candlestick pattern stock and option strategies. Both of those are $97, folks. You gain access to them. They're right on your account page, and they're there forever, however many times you want to watch it. Teddy Kegstad, good morning.
Good morning, Tommy. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
Doing all right. We got almost a foot of snow on Saturday, so it's a winter wonderland in Chicago.
I was thinking about you, man. And hey, how about those Bears as well, man? You guys got quite a little run going. Maybe we'll see the Bears-Patriots in the postseason at some point.
Unbelievable.
But hope you're staying warm out there in that windy city. And how about these hot markets? What do you think, Teddy? Let's kick it off with the dollar if we can. You got some dollar action this morning. Fed's in focus, and I got the dollar index right now at about 99. What do you think in general? What are you looking at right now?
You know what? I like we made a lower move low in the dollar index today. I think that we're going to keep on creeping lower. We're coming off the last swing high was a lower swing high, and then now we've made a lower move low. So technically, by trend dynamics, we're at least in a sideways to lower leaning trade for the dollar index. I think the pressure is going to stay into the Fed meeting, and you'll probably see a little bit of a boost in certain currencies like the euro and the pound and the Swiss. I think that there's a little bit of room in the U.S. dollar yen trade. If there's any FX pair out there, that's probably got some really nice potential over the next few weeks as we head into the end of the fourth quarter. I think the U.S. dollar yen, it's probably like one of your highest odds, highest payoff potential currency trades, if you will.
And where are you? I have it up here right now. We've pulled back from 158. We're at about 155 and change. They were talking, I was going to get there. They were talking about the yen in the Tiger's Den this morning, of course, and gold moving. And so what kind of a trade? For those traders out there, do you have any prospective trades exactly when you talk about the action we may get coming into the end of the year with the dollar yen?
Absolutely. So right now we're trading in our critical resistance band, and we popped up above that a week ago. So that last swing high came just short of our upside target level. I think if we get another run up through resistance, I think probably won't take out that last swing high. And if we do, I think it'll be a spike where it just gets above it and falls back. My betting right now, I would say, is that within the next 2 weeks to 3 weeks before the end of the year, you'll see the yen probably down around 151 to maybe even close to 150, especially if there's a Fed rate cut with a leaning bias towards further rate cuts sooner than later in the new year, without a doubt. And especially if crude's trading around 60 right now. Crude gets back down towards that 58, 57, let alone leaning on 55. Yeah, I can see the yen easily trading down around that 150 area, and we have a gap to fill in the range in the yen too. If you remember back in October, that was when we
I'm
had
looking
that
at it right at the beginning of
low.
October, right? That big acceleration.
Exactly, and there's that gap there now. In theory, all gaps get filled with the fundamentals leaning going towards those levels. It wouldn't be out of I could easily see that by January, especially if you get oil trading consistently around 55, leaning towards 50, then especially with rate cuts, looming, that, you could see the yen bobbling around 150 to 145 in January. So that's a big move, if you think that you're looking at 10 basis handles lower than where you're trading at right now. That's a nice, over the course of a month to look at for a move. I'd say the odds on that one it's a pretty good trade right there.
Yeah, and you're talking about pushing some pretty lofty levels of weakness up there, almost that 160 level, right? Remarkable. At the beginning of the year, what do we have? 158.87, and we just hit 157.88, so pretty close, exactly where we were in that upper boundary. If you see that type of a move, now that would be the yen strengthening, right? That'd be dollar weakness. And is that pushing? And I know you talk to us, I love how you break down, not just the index, but the individual pairs. But if you see that type of action happening, are you looking for that dollar index, maybe 98, 97, something like that from where we are potentially?
Absolutely. I can easily see the dollar index getting down towards that level because the yen is the third biggest weight in the dollar index to begin with. So if you had to just think if all the other currencies stay relatively flat, the yen alone, if it had a 10-handle move like that, should bring down the dollar index towards that level. Now, if you have even dollar strength or dollar weakness showing in these other currencies, well, then for sure I can't see how the dollar index would not be down at those levels, if not even much lower.
No, it makes great sense, man. And I'm trying to figure out, I'm always trading gold, right? The gold report, of course, currencies matter there, of course. I'm trying to, get ahead of the market, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying, whether it's, the cuts coming down the line. You make a great crude's pushing $60, which is almost the upper boundary right now, like you're talking about. Maybe you get some weakness. Do you have any longer term projections on where you might see that dollar pressing out as we come into a new Fed chair, even? Because it's amazing. We're going to get a new Fed chair nominated, at least their name, out in a month. May's going to be here before you know it. You know what I mean? We're coming into January, man.
Right.
What do you think about the prospects if I'm trying to think about, a 6-month, a 9-month horizon? Is that going too far out? I know I'm pushing you, but what do you think about where we are,
Not at all. Not at
after
all.
that new Fed chair, maybe as we come into, a new regime?
Okay, so let's say that my theory on the yen is correct, okay, over the next month and a half or so. That puts us around the 90, I would say 97 area for the dollar index, and going into, like you said, the next 6 months or so. I could easily see us, let's see, our downside target level is around 94.90. Yeah, I could see us easily getting down to probably 94.5 in the dollar index, by, February, March. Absolutely,
nice.
Especially if the leaning towards the Fed is very positive towards rate cuts, and a very, especially if there's a big expectation of over a full basis point over the course of the year, which I think that's probably, I would say, almost a given. I'm not going to say 100%, but I think that next year I would be stunned if we make it through next December and we haven't had a full 1%, cut, not to mention maybe a point, a whole 1.25%, including this upcoming December. You know what I'm saying?
You and the president would be stunned, and I think he'd have something to say about his new Fed chair if that was happening, right? That's part of the conversation for sure, man.
Sure.
As in this pressure, I would be shocked myself. You make it great. That's kind of the question I'm saying, right? Am I thinking about this right? And I appreciate it, because it would be surprising, and in my situation, in my mind, it's like, things would probably be pretty bad if that was actually the case, if we had to shift, as in inflation. I don't see that happening. But but yeah, man, we got some rate cuts.
We will probably see it coming if it does. There would be a radical shift in some sort of fundamentals, which right now is not on the table.
No, not even close, man. You run it hot, and if it runs too hot, then they'll fix it. But it's not running too hot right now, man. It's not.
Right.
All right, Teddy. Great information as always. Always looking forward to the conversation, folks. Check it out. Tiger Forex Report, outstanding. When Teddy was talking about all the zones on the charts, folks, they're all there in the newsletter every week, and check out those webinars as well. Teddy, I appreciate it, man. Stay warm in Chicago, and we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, Tommy. You take care.
Take care. Folks, we're coming right back. Stay tuned.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We have the news that Microsoft trading lower on some of their AI tools, scaling back, right, in terms of what you're talking about for the expectations for their AI products, even on the sales quotas. And we get ADP private payrolls unexpectedly falling by 32,000. And boy, it's small businesses getting hit. Okay, you look at this number. Businesses with 50 or more employees gained almost 100,000 workers. Fewer than 50 dropped 120. Yeah. And it gets even more dire than that. 74,000 among firms with 20 to 49 employees. The biggest drop since March of 2023. Education and health services, those are not small businesses, right? 33,000 hires. They're building plenty of big hospitals in Florida, folks. Okay? I'm serious. Leisure and hospitality added 13,000 in there. The biggest loss, professional and business services. Decline of 26,000. That's probably a lot in the small business arena. Others included information services, manufacturing, financial activities, and construction. Rate of pay slowed a bit. 4.4% year-over-year increase for workers that stayed in their jobs. The remarkable thing is that everybody talks about how they're not making more money, right? People are making a lot more money than what they were making in 2019, folks. A lot more money, okay? Nonetheless, that is the last jobs picture before the next Fed meeting. And the next Fed meeting, the odds just keep going up. Right now, about an 89% probability, the market pricing in that we get a cut. About an 11% chance of no cut. Leaning towards a cut. We'll see where we go from there. But Microsoft down by 2.8% today. Google shares off by 0.3%. Meta flat, and you jump over to the big dog NVIDIA, down about 0.9%. All right, folks, thanks so much for tuning in. Shortened version of the morning market kickoff this morning. Stay tuned. We got our man Basil Chapman coming up, the Tiger Technicians right now. Our man Steve Rhodes with the Trader's Edge live at 11. Fast Market at 12. Larry Pesavento, he's back in the saddle with Trade What You See coming up at 1 o'clock, and I'll be back at 3. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. Basil's up now. Stay tuned.